Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the conversation. We're going to talk about the forecast of May, spirituality, like always. That's what the conversation is about. And some synchronicities. I'm going to tell you how my April has been. There's truly, it feels like every week was a different lifetime. And I want to share it was truly this amazing experience to just truly embrace that synchronicities are part of my life in a huge way, and that I usually don't share how my life works that way. Things always change around me in the best way possible. Whatever seems impossible always becomes very possible, and I truly know it is because I live in a constant co creation. So I constantly co create what it is in my highest good, which is usually in the highest good of everyone else, because that's my intention at all times. But let's start with May's forecast. And if you are new to this space, this will always be a conversation about spirituality. And what is spirituality? Breathing, existing, living. So if you are breathing, which I'm sure you are, you're spiritual. Don't let anyone take that away from you. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Do not let anyone question your own spirituality. We all are here being fractions of light of a creator, and that fraction will always be authentic and will always show this authenticity of spirituality in different ways. Yes, I'm a channeler, but everyone has to understand you channel in your own way. You channel your light in a different way. It doesn't have to be the way I do, but it is in some shape or form, because you are a fraction of light. And if you feel like yours is deactivated, that's usually very normal. It just means you deactivated or you pressed pause on your authenticity. So you are taking the form of many different belief systems, of many emotions, of many just energies around you. Emotions is an energy in motion. So you've been picking up some lessons that need to turn into tools and activate those tools to truly surrender to just being yourself. And that's true spirituality. And when I say true spirituality, as in like the highest potential, because again, if you're breathing, you're spiritual. But okay, you're also going to always hear the forecast, and the forecast means that I read the energy of what's coming, and I'm not saying as in future, just what the collective has been putting out there. And that collective energy, that emotion, that energy in motion, once I read it, it's almost very obvious, because the co-creation of something, more when we coexist, it takes time. So it's easy to read. But it is also very easy to change, by the way. For those who don't believe in change in the world, it's very easy to change. We just all need to heal. So, and healing isn't a lifetime thing, it's an embodiment. So once you embody it, you're done. You're good. You just have to use your tools. Now, let's go. Let's do this. So, May is this amazing month of new beginnings, of enthusiasm. I see the emotion, the energy of enthusiasm, but also a lot of confusion, because just like you might be enthusiastic about one thing, you might have to let go of another thing. So it's almost like this month of exchange. Like, okay, I want this, but you're asking me to let go of this now. And life is saying yes, let go, so that you can understand why they don't go together, why those two things might not be compatible, why those situations might just not need to coexist. So, if you've been letting go of stuff, if you've been outgrowing something, if you've been detaching, it's or you're about to end something, Be okay for the exchange to happen. Be okay to say, okay, I was this, now I'm that. Okay, I used to like this, now I can actually like more things. I have space for more. Or I definitely have to stop liking this activity, this type of food, whatever it is. But May is about exchanging. And this has a lot to do with belief systems as well. How you view yourself, how you viewed others. If you were mad at money and now you love money, you might have a whole different perspective when it comes to people who have money, who are rich or wealthy, and you might understand the true definition of wealth, which is truly just being valuable, you within, activating all those tools that you understand your value. You might understand that externally it is very easy to show something, but it can fall apart if you don't have it within you, if you aren't nurturing internally. So anything that feels like work, anything that feels like too much, anything that feels like you're constantly trying, it might fall apart. Just saying. Heads up. And I'm not saying this to scare you, I'm saying this because it's a really good thing. You kind of have to understand that the way energy works, your thoughts, your focus, it's your currency. So if you're focused on something you don't even like, life is going to knock on that door and say, we're done. We're done. It's time to be you. It's time to open up to you. It's time to open up open up to what you truly want and like. If you've been picking a partner that only fits the requirement of your family, but it doesn't really fit or is compatible to you, or is compatible to the story you want to build, but it is compatible to a story you're trying to believe you want, it will fall apart. If you are trying to finish something but you truly don't believe in it, it will fall apart. And if it doesn't, it's because you might need to keep working on it. It's a good sign. And when I say falling apart again, it's not to get anyone nervous, it's to actually have you all even journal about it. What am I doing that I truly don't love? What am I still fighting that it's actually not for me? How can I make space for someone else? If you're living in a place that you don't like anymore and you can afford something new, or you've been dreaming about going to another place, you might be keeping someone stagnant from getting that apartment that now it's meant to be theirs. So it's about opening up your heart to receiving a truth. Truth doesn't mean sadness, truth doesn't mean difficulty or hardship. Truth is an answer, it's clarity, it's redirection, it's life showing us something beautiful, something to truly guide ourselves with. So define truth as something that actually gives you freedom instead of almost like, oh, it destroys something, because it's usually perceived that way. Destroying something, it doesn't destroy something. It just helps you take away the focus. And once you take the focus, then things change. And that's beautiful. So May has this energy, and May is actually probably one of my favorite months this year. I don't even know why I'm going to say that, but maybe it's a little personal. Who knows? I'll let you all know. But me just sitting here right now, picking up on the energy, just seems like there's going to be changes that might even change the world in a really good way. I just see everyone becoming so conscious, so open to being their authentic self, so open to wanting the truth and be like, okay, I'm going after it, wanting that independence and that freedom, because all independence is to be okay to have the responsibility to take care of yourself, your beliefs, your everything. You stop being a victim, you stop trying to be a hero, you stop trying to be anything. You become your true authentic self. So I just see people walking into that responsibility of, okay, I'm going to do this now. I have no more excuses. I have no more anything that can stop me. I'm doing this for me now. That's the May energy. And getting a little bit ahead, because I just feel like it's so connected, I need to mention it. June is going to give people a lot of results. I like to use the word consequence. A lot of people do not like that word, but I will explain why I love that word. The tool of consequence will make you fall in love with responsibility. Because the more responsible you are of yourself, the more energy you receive, and that's the consequence. You receive more energy, and what does energy translate to? Well, a lot of people ask me, how can you wake up at 4? Go to sleep at 10. Well, the consequence of being so responsible with my energy, I know where to focus my energy to. So anything I focus my energy to, I receive the same amount of energy. It's a true balance. So, me being so connected to my channel, to myself, to my authenticity, and by the way, every year it's like a new layer, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. I am able to use all that energy because nothing is hard work. Everything is divine. Everything is connected to what I love to do. Everything is connected to what I enjoy doing. And I'm not saying I never feel tired. Yes, at the end of the day, I'm tired and I sleep well, but I do not feel the heaviness of lack of energy. My physical body's tired, but my heart has energy. My heart is still pumping energy. My heart is still thriving. It's still out there. My mind can be tired. It's like, okay, can we stop thinking? Can we stop coming up with ideas? Can we slow down a little? But my heart's like, come on, let's go. And that's where the energy is. So June is going to have this consequence of a type of energy you receive that you are truly giving yourself by the result of what you've been co-creating. And if you feel tired in June, don't get yourself in trouble. Don't, none of that. Instead, notice what you can change. Notice what you can exchange. Notice how you're using your energy. What are you focusing it on? And I'm saying this now so you can start now. I'm actually going to give you all this like little exercise when it comes to energy that is very key to understanding that our energy is our wealth, not money, not external things. We all love them. I'm not saying no, but they're translated into that. Your inner energy is translated into external energy. So the micro connects to the macro, and the macro is this ability to connect to the energy available. When I say emotions, energy in motion, you have to be very wise and concise and congruent with what energy you're going to connect to every single day. No matter who's around, you're not a victim. You don't blame anyone. You don't blame the hospital. You don't blame anything. And by the way, I'm a person who walks into a hospital and I do tend to lose a little bit of energy. And I don't fight it because fighting it wouldn't work. That would make me lose a lot more energy. And it's not that I lose it, it's that it's not an equal exchange. I just tend to feel a little bit more tired than usual because I'm so good at picking every single type of energy. And the hospital, those type of places, there's all the emotions you can imagine. And there have been all the emotions you can imagine. And walls save up energy. Walls save up memories. Energy and motion become memories. That's why I talk a lot about emotional memory. So those type of places, you just have to prepare yourself and be like, okay, I'm about to walk into a hospital. It's okay. What emotion, what energy and motion am I going to keep myself in? And that has a lot to do with attitude. That has a lot to do with feeling. So when it comes to wealth, when it comes to your inside, who you are, what you are, that's very important this month. Extremely, extremely. And I'm going to be so annoying about it this month. I'm very excited. If you're part of the membership, we're going to really, really be working on this topic because your wealth has many little branches. Remember, we're like trees. We're a seed that was planted, we're a tree growing in Mother Earth. Mother Earth is a womb. If you say it in Spanish, matriz, it's a growth. It's a type of growth until we are actually born. And when we're actually born, we join the light again. And this growth is that expansion. This growth is understanding how to use your inner wealth, understanding how to use this wealth that no one. But if you go external and you believe certain things, you think they can. And May is very important for that. And we'll be practicing all of this in the membership, how to truly understand those layers of not letting anything take away your wealth. Now, I want to leave everyone an exercise. Those who work with me on one-on-ones, I leave so much homework. I love homework, but that's because I do homework too. But the exercise is to write down those limitations in your mind, which means those thoughts that limit you. When it comes to money, if you grew up hearing, oh, well, money is usually connects you to evil. Okay, well, let's look for examples of where someone holds money and they're not evil. Because I've seen people who hold no money and they're also evil. And it's not that they're evil, it's that they're in the emotion, in the energy and motion of evilness, and they're very comfortable in it. Now, let's say you want to focus on love. Well, I can't believe that men or women are trustworthy. I haven't seen it. Okay, well, let's discover it. Let's see where you can see it. Let's see where that mirror will be in front of you and exchange that belief, exchange that limitation to an openness of your heart. And do this with all the topics that you see you're limited in. That is very important in May so that your consequence can be completely different in June. And this will just be a huge impact for the rest of your life. It's an exchange. It's exchanging the energy for a different one. That is one of the most important factors when you're healing. Exchanging, learning that you do get to choose, that you do get to decide, that you do get to see who you are in other people, but you decide who. And usually when someone feels very uncomfortable and it's like, why am I getting this treatment? I'm not like this. Well, you're not, but they're your teachers, so don't judge them. Learn from them. Maybe that's a potential what you could be. So they're teaching you what not to be. Now, the energy available is going to be very expansive. So when you exchange these limited beliefs and you exchange it to wealth in every aspect of your life, as in you can truly have everything you want, it's not just about believing it, it's about actioning like it. So what do? You take in that responsibility. Usually that's the biggest reason why there's so much stagnation in certain things. Because usually you say, well, I just want to get it. I've been working so hard my whole life. Okay, you just want to get it, but how are you going to show up? What are you going to exchange? How are you going to exchange that amount of value? A millionaire is holding that energy within them, is holding that much responsibility within them. And responsibility is not heaviness, it's an excitement. When you're doing what you love, when you're doing what you believe in, when you're truly embodying your authenticity. Someone in pure love who is so loyal to their partner, so in love, it can't be fake. They're carrying that responsibility with grace and love and purpose. They truly carry that energy within them. It's not about rules. It's not about following all these steps of what to do and what not to do so the guy or the girl fall in love with you and playing these games. No, it's true authenticity. So if you want that, you have to embody that and believe it and say, okay, how does it feel to trust a man? How does it feel to trust a woman? Well, it's uncomfortable. Okay, why? And look at the why. Go deep. Notice why. And instead of trying to make others take the responsibility to prove to you that you should trust them, prove it to yourself by going that deep and noticing what needs to change. Take that responsibility within you and become that. Be that. May is huge for this. And it's going to be beautiful. It's going to help people flourish and understand divinity and understand what co-creation truly is. It's not about repeating. It's not about obsessing. It's not about feeling like they can take away what's yours at any second. It's about creation, being your fraction of light of God that keeps creating without doubt, without insecurities, but rather building those blocks, building that foundation, activating those tools. We're here to do the work, and not because it's this heavy work, but because physically we're noticing how we activate energy with every act, with every word we say, with every belief, with every action. And that's the beauty of it. That's when you understand how divine and how powerful it is to be human. I always say that it is so powerful to be human. And it doesn't mean that you have to say, oh my God, no, it's not possible, and now I have to prove it. That's why I'm so against the word delusional. Why? Because then you're not believing it. You're waiting to be proven wrong. And what does that give you? Lack of stability within you. This inner lack of stability, this instability of making sense or congruency within yourself. You're telling me I'm capable, but you're also trying to test me to see if I can or can't. Your physical body is like, what's going on? So what happens? You go into a route of resistance, a lot of resistance, where there's no congruency, where your feelings and your emotions don't connect, where your mind is saying one thing, your feelings are another, and that's not teamwork. We need that inner team. We need that inner balance, and that will be very important this month. And as we get into this spiritual conversation, because it always ends up being a spiritual conversation. That's what we're all here for. I want to mention how beautiful it is to believe in that power, that being human is powerful, that yes, the external world keeps happening, but we have to learn that inner connection has a lot to do with that external connection. Understanding that we're not here to save the world, we're here to connect with one another to do the best we can with the world, to reconnect it to that divine feminine, that divine masculine that is healed, not toxic. Because even the divine feminine right now is very toxic. It's going to another extreme. Same coin, different side. Now it's about attacking the divine masculine. Now it's about all these things. So when there's judgment, you become the same version with a different mask. So don't judge. Instead, embody. Embody what you feel. Embody what comes natural. Embody what is innate in you. Because if we start comparing masculine and feminine and who's right and who's wrong, they're both going to lose. That's just how it is. A fight, they both lose. This is not a fight, this is a dance. A beautiful dance we get to all be in, just flowing with logic and with flow. The flow directs and the logic follows. Because if both go to extremes, they both can cause chaos. They both can cause very, very difficult situations and scenarios. So I want everyone to check in on their inner parents. And your inner parents are how you're speaking to yourself when it comes to your divine feminine and when it comes to your divine masculine. How are you speaking to yourself when you have to do something? How are you speaking to yourself when you have to rest? How are you speaking to yourself when you have to give? How are you speaking to yourself when you have to receive? Because even receiving can be aggressive to that divine feminine. Aggressive as in, yeah, I deserve it. That's aggression. Instead of saying, yes, I am worthy. I am worthy and so is everyone. So what does that mean? That you see yourself and you see everyone as you see yourself. You understand that if you have something, if you are capable of something, everyone is capable of everyone, of everything. And it doesn't mean, I always say this, don't bring everyone into your situation. Don't be like, well, since I'm going to do it, everyone has to do it. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that everyone in this world is special. Everyone in this world is authentic. So yes, you're worthy and you're deserving, just like everyone else. That takes away the aggression. That takes away the judgment. So yeah, you should do just like everyone should do. And pay attention if you're being aggressive as you're doing. How are you speaking to yourself? That's the divine masculine. Are you being proud of everything you do? Is everything enough or nothing is enough? Those are your inner parents, and the result, the action, is you being your own child. It's you connecting to who you are in the now. And those inner thoughts have a lot to do with it. It's how you're translating your feelings and how you're connecting to emotions. What emotions are you choosing? Because spirituality is very simple. Spirituality has no duality. Spirituality understands that you are responsible of you, that you are responsible of this fraction of light, and that everything within you is a team. And yes, at a very young age, it can be very difficult to understand those terms. It can be very difficult. You depend on parents. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not, sometimes one is there or one is not. But all of that is still divine. All of that is still part of your story for a reason. So what are you going to do with that story? You can connect it to the highest good or the lowest potential. Highest potential or lowest potential. Both will be divine because both will teach you, but one is funner, always. And one takes responsibility and the other becomes a victim. And the victim can even look like a hero. A victim can even look like someone famous. A victim can even look like someone with a lot of money. A victim can look like someone very wealthy. A victim can look like someone who has nothing. So don't look at the masks. Look within. Don't look at your masks. Look within. That's very important because we are in one of the greatest changes energetically. Everyone is working on something in themselves. But I do want to say something. Don't let people move you through emotion, through energy and motion. Be very wise of noticing what emotions you want to pick up on. Feel. That's very different than emotion. When you pick up an emotion, ask yourself why. Go within, go deep, and heal it. Let it go. Surrender to it. See that side of you and fall in love with it. But don't let masses move you through emotion. There are different movements. There's this very spiritual movement that has a lot of victimization. And it started a long time ago. It started as a black sheep. It started as not belonging. It started as detachment. And that's poison to the soul. That's poison to your fraction of light. The biggest blessing is to be part of with authenticity. Everyone in your family is different. If they caused a lot of pain, then create your own family. That's okay, but don't be against family. That's the most beautiful experiences here on earth. If you think you need something external to understand yourself, that's emotional movement. That's thinking you still need something. The first step to healing is understanding you don't need anything, you have everything you need. So surrender to that. If they tell you miracles, sit down and see yourself as a miracle first. You only need yourself. Trust me, I've been there. I've been around that crowd, and if I'm saying this, it's because I started channeling at a very young age. My family noticed, or my mother noticed, when I was very young, and life had to teach me. Life had to show me. And life became my best friend because the Creator is my best friend. I'm a fraction of light of the Creator. And the Creator showed me that nothing external would fulfill my internal needs. I never, ever had to take any type of substance to see everything I see, to understand everything I understand, to carry my wisdom. I just had to sit down in silence and confront myself. Because even when I had so much wisdom, it was a double-edged sword. Because I wanted to use it with control. I wanted the boyfriend I wanted. I wanted to go party every day. I wanted to ignore that responsibility. I've been there. It's fun. Can't lie, it's fun. But it's funner to have full-blown responsibility and not have any stress or anxiety, not carry any stories you don't love, that then you have to fall in love with. Lessons become funner and simpler and exciting because life is so easy. It truly is. And no matter where you're listening to me from, what's going on in your life, life is easy because you have all the tools within that need to be activated with whatever is going on around you. I'm not saying I don't have empathy. I do. I can't imagine certain scenarios, certain things. I truly can't. But I do know that you have the tools within you and that activating them is confronting that energy within you, seeing the truth within you, not pointing a finger externally, but pointing it internally. That's sometimes the most painful thing you have to do. But after the pain comes the most beautiful new beginning you can imagine. And the reason why this is the spiritual conversation today is because May holds high potential of a shift, of a gift, of a treasure box. And I want everyone to grab it. That's my dream. That's why I'm excited about May. That's why it's kind of personal, you know? Kind of personal. I'm a big dreamer. And I know you all will. I know it. I feel it. I see it. And I can see all of you expanding. And again, this is simple. This doesn't mean you're going to get all the external you want at once. It means you will understand the power within you, and then it will all start co-creating so quickly. You will understand exactly what I'm talking about. And I just can't wait. Whatever happens, please email me, DM me. I would love to know. And if you have any more questions, I'm always open to receiving them. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can always comment below. You can subscribe. There will be way more videos coming soon. And just thank you all for being here and listening. Now, I'm going to talk about my April because April has been a very magical month because now 2 nephews of mine have birthdays on April. If you remember, I spoke about the first nephew that was born a year ago, how I was able to channel this like meditation ritual for my cousin. Her mom wanted to receive her grandson in a beautiful way, so she was like trying to figure out what to do. And my aunt asked me to channel a ritual. She was like, whatever you think comes out, like just something that you think, like, do we need candles? And I ended up channeling this full-blown ritual where I received numbers and everyone's candle had a number and it was very specific and very important. And my nephew's candle was number 13 and he was born on April 13th. And for some reasons, he left the hospital until the 17th, and I had told my cousin, I see you walking out of the hospital until the 17th, though, but I see everything being okay. And it all worked that way. And then now, this April, that was my last April last year. This April, I was supposed to be in LA. I was supposed to be in a completely different area than I was. And work ended up changing last minute. Very last minute, I had to be in Phoenix. I had to work in person with the same person, just a different city. And a lot of opportunities started opening up there. And I was like, okay, well, some things I'm going to have to cancel in LA, but it makes sense. And there's a reason why, that synchronicity. My cousin she lives in Phoenix. My other cousin, the second baby that just came to this earth, this experience. And she was like, no, he shouldn't be born until like between the 22nd and the 27th. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he's going to be born the 17th. I see 15, 16, 17, and it's beautiful. Her birthday's is in a certain month on the 15th. Her husband's, which he's also my cousin, as in like I love him so much, I also call him cousin. His birthday is also on the 16th. And then I would see that like that sequence 15, 16, 17th, and I was like, he has to be born on the 17th. But I didn't. I tend to not push. I just say it once. If they ask me again, I'll say it twice. If you ask me again, of course I'll keep going, but I am a person who doesn't push. If you don't ask me, I don't even say anything. I stay very quiet, although I know. And it was just beautiful. I got to like experience the whole thing because last year, for my first nephew, I drove down the same day from Santa Monica. I was praying I wouldn't get a speed ticket, and I didn't. So, a good co creation right there. But this year I was there. I was in Phoenix. I got the text. Oh my god, my water just broke. And she was like, who knows? Maybe they'll send me back to the house. I was like, girl, why would they send you back? Your water just broke. And she was like, well, it's because I'm not even sure. And I was like, girl, your water just broke. Come on, let's stay focused. And so she goes to the hospital. It's a whole like 18-hour process, and the baby's born. It was just so cute. Her sister and I, my other cousin, we were waiting in like the area where you wait for the baby to be born as a family member. And they kept playing songs, like baby songs, like, oh, a baby's born, it's like the signal of a baby being born. We celebrated so many that when the baby was actually born, we didn't celebrate it. We were like, I don't want to be excited because I saw us celebrating at 333 a song, and I was like, he's gonna be born at 333. I saw it. I saw us celebrating that. But then we celebrated it because it did happen, but it wasn't my nephew. So I was like, okay, fine. Fine, we just had to celebrate. And hey, a baby was born at 333, by the way. That was kind of crazy and beautiful. And I did pick up on the energy. I was like, ooh, this baby's also very important. I just don't know who it is. And yeah, it was just a beautiful experience. And I wanted to share this because I'm very connected to synchronicities like that. I let myself flow. I don't fight. I didn't fight the whole I need to cancel some things in LA and change dates and be okay with working over here and just feeling like this is calling me. I actually have fun with it. I have fun with the synchronicities. I have fun with not having control because at the end of the day, I know I have no control. And that's truly how I get everything I want. Because I understand that once I co create and I truly set an intention, truly balance my inner team, which is my feelings, my emotions, my thoughts, my beliefs, into co creation with what I'm asking for from myself. With that responsibility, I become that person that assumes the responsibility and I act towards whatever I want. I always get it. But life's work is if I need to change something, I'm going to change it. If I need to make you wait, It's because we need to understand we're not the only ones involved. There's free will, other people are involved. So it was just very beautiful, and I wanted to share it to everyone how truly synchronicities work. I understand numbers are amazing. I just mentioned 333. They are, I get it, but synchronicities are deeper than that. I think right now the whole number thing of 222 and 323, it's a very controlling thing. I have people even tell me like, oh, I send the message until it's like 111. I'm like, no. Then the moment, the now where you had to send it, that number is important too. If it's like 1252, when you add it up, it also has significance. So don't control, flow. Flow is the answer connected to logic, and the logic is usually the simplest thing going on is the answer. It's logical. The simplest thing. If you have, people always ask me, how do you pick Airbnb so fast? How do you not get nervous? Simple. I have a standard. I look at it. It feels good. I start saying no to few because it's not as simple. Once it starts becoming difficult, that's not the way. But there's a huge difference between resistance and difficult. Resistance, you know you want it. You just put excuses as to why it won't work. Resistance, difficult is everything external just doesn't work out. And that's it. Simple. Life is easy. And you flow with that logic. And things work out. Things come to you. Because it's a connection. It's not like an obsession or, oh my God, I'm magnetic. We are. Why? Because we're powerful. But how does it work? When you connect and you co-create. So be the creator of your reality. It's the most beautiful thing to do here. It's so fun. It's truly about having fun with this fraction of light that you are. Now, my April was filled of that. It wasn't chaotic. It was just a lot of coming back and forth in a beautiful way. I was able to be there for my family, and most importantly, to see my nephew, the cutest little munchkin. Now I have two nephews who I get to spoil. Rotten, rotten, you guys. That's how it's gonna work. I am going to be, and I'm responsible of this, going to be the cool aunt who just gets them everything they want. No matter how mad the parents get, I really don't care. That's my responsibility, and I will take it so seriously. So I hope everyone really enjoys their month and their week. And don't forget to set your intentions every day. I post them, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't be connecting to your own. I post the ones that are connected to the overall energy, but make it more personal. Maybe use the one I post and then connect it to something deeper, something that you're like, oh, this is why it would resonate with me, and go from there. And an intention, all it is it's giving you a direction. What am I going to be focused on today? So that you understand how you are moving your energy throughout the day, okay? So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. It's always so fun to talk and have a conversation. I will be sending a lot of invitations to certain people about these new services I have that I'm very excited to share. I've been working on them for a while now, and I'm ready to share. I'm ready to embark on this new co-creation, and most importantly, just see you all there. See myself there. Just have fun as fractions of light of God, and co-create something divine and beautiful. So thank you everyone for being so present. I'm sending you all so much love and light. Thank you.